Welcome back, everyone, to our Red Spotlight Entertainment presents the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. reaction commentary series with David Francisco here joining me. I'm Alexis Soto. Of course, this is the reaction commentary series that is built for the longtime S.H.I.E.L.D. fan that wants to come back on here and talk endlessly about one of our favorite shows of all time, and certainly one of the most, yes, still to this very day, underrated shows of all time, for sure. We are at the final episode, our final reaction episode of the year 2025. This has been a long year. I'm beginning to feel the full weight of the end of the year. Really, kind of like, pound me into oblivion. The idea that 2015 was 10 years ago, well, soon to be 11 years ago, is really hard to fathom, to tell you the truth. And yeah, I mean, for the most part, this was kind of a 10-year-old season that we've been covering, half of it anyway. But still, it's incredible just to think about the passage of time, as well as, the passage of time when it comes to this show, for sure. You know, we've just completed reacting to 22 season 3 episodes. It's a long one for sure. This felt like the longest season, but I know that I feel a couple of we had a good run where every week we were going through them, and then I feel like these last couple of weeks we had to just pause a little bit on some of them. I mean, not for a long time, but it was maybe more so on one week, off the other week, depending on what was going on. And I know that, when we hit October, November, and December, and even in January in some cases, that can be some of the busiest times for us because we're trying to do a whole lot for sure. So that's kind of where we are. And look, we love this show, and I'll tell you, I think this is going to be our season 3 review, where we cover all of the other extra stuff that we didn't get to, and then our final closing thoughts on the season. And I genuinely feel like throughout the course of re-experiencing this season with you, this is really an incredible season. And I feel like this is the season where they really found maybe not so much a newfound voice, but I feel like this is the year where everything finally clicked. And from here on out, they basically have all of the tools that they need to pull off an amazing season after an amazing season, despite whatever shortcomings they may have in the future. And they do, and that isn't to say that there aren't shortcomings, or they haven't been. I feel every season has a set of strengths as well as a set of, drawbacks, for sure. I think the beauty about S.H.I.E.L.D. is that no matter, at least for me anyway, no matter what thing clearly isn't working, most of the rest of it is, and is working really well. So I think as an experienced viewer, generally I don't really find an issue with season 3, despite the fact that, there were a lot of things that were kind of plaguing the show. Look, I feel like ultimately I love this season a lot more today than I ever did before. And I've watched this season several times, and I've, long said about the fact that when it was new and it was airing, my attention really wasn't as grabbed with this show. And I got to tell you, I mean, look, maybe it was a bit unfair, but I feel like, last time we spoke, David, about this, something really clicked for me about, where we were in culture. And I feel like seasons 1 and 2 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., like, demanded my attention. And I don't want to say that 3 lacked that. It very much had that for a lot of it, but I feel like it was a stacked year. And it feels like 2015, 2016, that whole year in between there, had a lot of things that were happening at the same time. And for those who are not aware, that was also the very first year where we had done a lot of these kind of like shows in which we would talk about the things that we'd liked before. But I feel like 2015, 2016 was the year that we all had a consistency of sorts. 2015, for instance, we were more so focused on video movie reviews. This was a separate channel that we did before this one even got off on a more consistent basis, but more or less you get the gist. Is there were a lot of things that we were, going out of our way to really engage with, not the least of which included, of course, Star Wars, the return of that, and The Force Awakens. With TV, of course, Daredevil was happening. So many things are happening at the same time. So I feel like uh, part of the reason for why perhaps maybe Shield season 3 wasn't as thought of as that great when it was airing was because there was a lot of material, a lot of stories, a lot of movies, shows that were happening around it. Um, and it didn't seem to have that wow factor anymore. And to be fair, though, I think part of what works against it, and really what worked against every season of the show, is this inherent bias that has set in against the show. At this point, with the third season, very clearly what was happening is, for the very few Marvel fans that actually watched the show, most of them would never stop watching the show. But the majority of Marvel fans would never come back to it, as we've said many, many times. And with other projects getting off the ground and, getting adored and getting acclaimed and getting all this praise, it really started to feel like Shield was just fading and fading and fading out of the consciousness, out of, pop culture. And I feel like on some level, perhaps the producers felt that, and so they threw Ghost Rider in there for the fourth season, and that definitely had a lot of renewed interest in a lot of different ways, for the show. But ultimately, it's interesting. I don't know where I would rank this season, quite frankly. It's tough because I feel like this is what makes it interesting. Season 2, I would probably put above this season 3, just from a purely emotional standpoint. Just maybe even from a purely nostalgic standpoint. Season 2 was my jam, and I was literally living in it and watching my show really transform into something completely and totally different before my eyes, and really just, really fall in love with Daisy Johnson as a character, like fully fledged at this point. And then, expanding the horizons of what the show could be within humans and everything. And it's just an incredible story arc all the way throughout. But I feel like what season 3 has over season 2 is, I think to a considerable degree, far stronger individual episodes. Far stronger individual episodes that both advance the season and yet stand completely on their own, that really wouldn't you don't really need to be like watching the episode after it before. I feel like with season 2, every week was solid, great fun, great action. But in my mind, I think it's harder in season 2 to think of individual episodes. It all can kind of get muddled in together as one big story, whereas with season 3, I can picture certain individual moments and that exist in their individual episodes. If that can be said for sure, like, I don't. That's just kind of where I'm at, David. Your take on season 3. And then when you finish, we'll go ahead and rank. Basically, your thoughts overall of this season. Where does it land with you? Let's just say maybe not so much in all the 7 seasons, but let's just say, how does it compare as a season so far of the 3 that we have covered?
Mm-hmm.
And then after you complete those thoughts, we will get into what our favorite episodes were, or maybe even least favorite. Go ahead.
Okay. Overall thoughts on this season. It was really good. I really liked, everyone's, especially Coulson's journey of dealing with the consequences, basically, uh, of his actions. And I really liked what everyone. Trying to get my thoughts together. Sorry.
No, guys, I want to just say, please forgive us. I don't know if you can tell, but David and I are kind of like wiped out. I'm right now. I'm like, I was even in a moment myself struggling to like, okay, where is my point going? Because I feel like, we're so close to the holiday, and I'm so close to just like falling over and going into hibernation. So more than any of the other times, I don't know if maybe David just, maybe he's tired, maybe he's just trying to get his thoughts together. I don't know. I just feel,
I mean, trying to get my thoughts together, but then also trying to remember, like, okay, wait, what happened this season?
like,
Yeah. Like I tried to remember like what each character went through and all that. But like I know I really liked the season overall, because like there were so many moments where I just kept praising the writing, like every little detail, where, you know, they, whatever situation that they were on, I love the way they broke it down, handled the situation, how each character handled the situation, how like from a writing standpoint, how they were balancing out, you know, stressful situations, scary situations, but also adding comedy into it, adding some you know, sweet moments together, like with the episode with Bobby and Hunter leaving. There was a lot of moments with them in their final episode where, you know, they were talking about the future and all that, and then, you know, it led to danger, but then they had some comedy. That's the thing I was trying to remember.
Let me stop you there. Let us think about this, and maybe this will help us gather our thoughts here. Most emotional moment of the season. Go.
Oh, well, yeah, Bobby.
No
and Hunter.
pressure. That's the one. Yeah, that's it.
Bobby and Hunter leaving.
Yeah.
Like that, you know, when you look at it, you know, logically, like there was, you know, they were being spied on. I think it was probably like a Russian spy spying on them, and you know, everyone was raising their glass, and logically speaking, like you can tell, okay, that spy's got to notice, you know, that they're looking around, they're looking at
but
individual
who cares?
people,
Who cares?
This
is a fun emotional moment.
It doesn't matter. Like it's okay to like take the moment, and all that. Everyone's saying goodbye, the music playing. I mean, we will always praise Bear McCreary whenever he, you know, makes a good piece of music. And then you pointed out, Max, his reaction to this whole thing, like how while everyone else was saying goodbye, he was the only one still raising it. In the end, he couldn't take a drink. There was like tears almost coming out of his eye. I mean, he was fantastic in that moment. But yeah, I would say for sure that's the most emotional.
Do we have any contenders for runner up for emotional moment of the season? I have one. While you think of one,
I do.
Really, I mean, okay, you wanna?
Just Lincoln's death. I didn't feel that bad about his death, but everyone else's reaction, is kind of.
I'm gonna say that. Okay, let's just get to that one now, and then I'll get to my favorite, or get to my, I guess, runner up for emotional moment. But if we're gonna get to, is it a bit savage for me to say? While overall, it was directed nicely. That might be, I don't know though. I'm trying to think of any other potential issues that I may have with the season. That moment that you just mentioned about Lincoln's death, I think that might be my candidate for the biggest fail of the season. Biggest fail because the character was a failure. Yeah, I think we agree on that. We've said as much throughout the entirety of the reactions. I think most people are on board with the idea, and I feel like that moment did not land because that character, quite frankly, in this season, was kind of a misfire. Yeah, like all the way throughout. So I feel like, to me, the fact that I didn't get emotional about that, that's kind of the big fail of the season.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, like I said, like I was emotional that he died, but like this is the good thing about its writing is that it still took the moment to like, let it sink in, let all these characters, see or show us how all these characters were feeling about it. And I really do love that line of Daisy going like, he's paying for my mistakes, and then Coulson goes like, he's paying for all of our mistakes. Like, it wasn't just this thing of well, if you break down shows like we do, you just kind of look at it as they needed a death. 3 seasons, they got to get rid of
Yeah.
someone. They need to add stakes. But they still the writers still kind of took it in a way that makes you go, okay, this death still means something whether you feel emotional or not. And I really like that, especially the moment with him and Hive looking at Earth, and they're having, it's like the closest real connection that Hive got to someone, and that's really interesting. And I don't know, but yeah, I agree with you too that it was a failure still on their part, because they didn't, they could have shown us a lot more to his character, the struggles that he
Right.
was going through, telling us about his past. I mean, the fact that they even in the first season, they took the time to meet the cellist, Coulson's girlfriend. They could have taken an episode to really show, like, Lincoln's past, do a flashback of like the moments that he fucked up, especially like he said that he was an alcoholic. Give us a flashback of that, and then when the moment where he tells Daisy like, I understand that feeling, that like that guilt of you thinking that you're never, like, you can never forgive yourself, you're never gonna get through this, but you can. And I don't know, just there could have been something there. It really could have been impactful, but sadly, yeah, that was the biggest failure of the
Limiting
show.
this to individual moments, I want you to think about your pick for big fail of the season. A moment, not so much
Mm.
an episode, not so much a character or a storyline, but a moment of the season that you felt just, either it could be the culmination or the introduction or whatever you think of, that you could think of an alternative suggestion for a failure of the season. I'm going to go back to my runner-up for emotional moment of season 3. Just a scene that sticks out to me, and I want to say they use that for part of the of season 7 when you need to put in some padding footage of Fitz later on. But I go back to a scene it's in the season 3A, and this is where Fitz is listening to the recorded audio of Simmons on Maveth, and he's listening to all of her messages. And I think it's a beautiful, emotionally resonant scene because, I mean, he is completely alone physically, the blocking of it on the scene in the laboratory. And he's listening to her very intimate recordings. And she recorded these probably thinking no one would ever hear those messages, least of all him. And man, what a showcase this was, even when they weren't in the same room and they were recorded separately. Ian DeCaster's face, Elizabeth Henstrich's, just, you could hear and feel the dissolution in her voice. And then just, you see it in Fitz's face of like, oh, I wish I could have been there with you to help you get through this. And your heart breaks for Fitz, and your heart breaks for Simmons, and your heart breaks for both of them, because at this point in the picture, Will is still alive. She wants to get back to the planet to save him, and it's such a weird and uncomfortable place to be in, that to me it just feels like one of the moments this season that just like I'm sorry if I'm laughing. I just noticed a message on our chat. We shouldn't. I'm sorry. God damn it. Sorry. That was unprofessional of me to look at that message, but I just laughed. I'm sorry. It has nothing to do with us. But anyway, yeah, it almost brings me to tears. That moment for sure. David, any other moment that you could identify as, let's say, a separate fail? I know some people maybe would point to Lash as being wasted. Um,
Uh
that's fair to say. Some people would say Joey, that character kind of really didn't go anywhere. Is that
that
what you were
was
gonna go?
that was gonna go with could have
Yeah.
utilized, we could have at least, maybe gotten a little bit more Inhumans, or at the very least, get Joey more into the show.
Mm-hmm.
But sadly there were problems, so it is what it is. Lash, I mean, ultimately, like, it's fine what they did with him. I did mention in the reaction in the videos that, like, they could have figured out a way to put him in the ship still, but
Mm.
um, again, well,
How about?
I
I'm
know,
sorry. Go ahead.
I said, like, they could put him on the ship, but I'm kind of curious now if that would have taken away with the moment with him with Lincoln Hive. So who knows?
Um, biggest surprise of the season, and this is interesting because I mean, every season has surprises for sure. I'm just gonna say the one that sticks out overwhelmingly in my head is how immediately uh lovable and immediately just, yeah, you go. The audience was on this character. So I think Yo-Yo may be the biggest surprise of the season, just because, hey, came out of nowhere. And by the end of the season, I feel like you could ultimately see, at the very least with Mac, uh,
Yeah.
that's a character that's got a future on this show. And, I feel like it's interesting because Joey kind of petered out and had nothing to do really at the end of the day, but we got Yo-Yo.
I was gonna say the biggest surprise was Rosalind. Just because
Yes.
their chemistry. I mean, I feel like I can watch any other reaction; they'll be saying the same thing, going like, "What's going on with these two? Like, what?" Like, they just somehow mesh so well together, and
They really did.
they were for
Yeah.
sure a standout every time they were on screen together. Because you see Mac and Yo-Yo when they first interact, and you can, it was kind of like how Lincoln and Daisy first interacted. You're going, okay, clearly going to be together.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. But there was just for sure something between Rosalind and Coulson that you just went, wow. Do you guys met before this or something? Like, how the heck do you guys have this
Yes.
much chemistry on screen? Like, that's insane.
Yeah, for sure. Funniest moment.
Funniest. Oh my gosh,
This is tough.
That's
This is
tough.
probably the hardest one.
Well,
there's.
Oh wait, no, it's not this one. Never mind. No. I'm just like looking through the thumbnails of each episode, and
I got some that I'll just throw out there.
Okay.
Both involve Coulson, both involve Star Wars references. I want to say in episode 10, when Coulson wakes up after being knocked unconscious, primarily that was his own fault. He jumped through the portal and then he landed and hit his head on a rock.
Mhm.
He woke up and he saw the two moons and he's like, I'll be damned. Tatooine. Kills me. I remember when I was watching the episode with Kyle. Dead. He sometimes he would get this laugh where it would sound as if like the coffee was ready. And I heard it across the my house when that scene happened. So you could tell that one definitely was a winner. The other one for sure just happened in the season finale. When he's distracting Hive, and then Hive realizes that Coulson's been a hologram this whole time, and then Coulson's like, I've always wanted to do this. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope. And then cut that with Hive just like swatting the hologram away and just being so pissed.
Yeah.
Just Coulson always, I feel. I mean, even I'm just thinking of when he's talking to Lincoln about the original Terminator, and then Lincoln's like, I've never seen it. And then he's like, without even skipping a beat, you're off the team. Just Coulson, I think, primarily, for the most part, has like some great one-liners throughout every season of the show. But those are some ones that I mean, hey, that whole thing with Fitz and Talbot and the
Oh my
motion
god.
capture suit, and then just
Yes.
like the screech, that the famous Fitz screech that he has is like, what?
Mm-hmm.
So good.
No, yeah. Especially with Talbot going like, he's an inch taller than me, and he like squats down, trying to help out. But also though, I mean Radcliffe. I mean anything with
I was gonna
him,
say Radcliffe.
dude.
There's one moment where he's like begging for his life and is like, next time I'll get it. I mean, of course I'll beg again, but he's like
No, yeah.
very forthright about what he's thinking. And I feel like everything that he did for the most part was just so hilarious and entertaining. And I remember, if I remember correctly, it definitely keeps up with the following season. But yes, do you have
All
any
right.
other Radcliffe moments?
I mean, just a little moment where he was going to do the experiment for the first time, turning people into Inhumans. And Hive just keeps talking, being like, I don't know, I can't remember what he said, but he's just kind of like, oh, it's going to be a great day today, blah, blah, blah. And then Radcliffe, like, he can see he's getting impatient, like, can I get started now, please? Like, it was really good.
Yeah, that's all there for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And then, I mean, anytime
yeah,
May has to
oh,
act, basically, being what's it called? Be a spy, basically.
undercover.
Undercover. Oh my gosh, yes, I couldn't think of the word.
Are you thinking of when she was undercover with Bobby?
Yes.
Yeah,
I remember the moment where it was something. I think it was Bobby or something saying like she found this guy attractive, and she gives him like this look. That was really funny. And then also the moment with what was it, Hellfire dude? Where
James.
where she was trying to get information, and at the end she like smacks him with the fucking stick. Even and I like the part where I called it. I went, oh, I think May is just excited that she'll get to beat him up, and then later on, someone says she got really excited to beat him up, didn't she? Or like, no, they already knew that's how it was gonna end, and so it was funny.
Oh yeah, when she knocked his ass out. Come on,
Mm-hmm.
that's incredible. And then also, this was early on in the season, and it begins with May basically saying, "Lincoln, you're with me." They're gonna go on a mission. They get into a Quinjet together. Lincoln's like so stressed out, and he talks to her about like, "Hey, if you're trying to like." I don't even know what it is. So he was trying to initiate some kind of discussion, and then May just like pulls the lever, and the freaking Quinjet just like relinquishes from the overall Zephyr, and it's
Mm-hmm.
just, again, a lot of this isn't necessarily just like any funny line. It's just a moment that just like comes across as like that is just too funny.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Um, most hype moment.
The team, when all the humans were coming together for sure. Um, it was
Wait, from which specific moment? You mean at the end?
oh no, like the episode called The Team. You
Oh, the
remember?
team. Yeah, okay. I was thinking more so like a specific sequence
Mm-hmm.
of like, oh shit, this is amazing. Like to me,
Oh.
that sticks in my head. Season finale. All the was it Mac, Simmons, Fitz, May, and Coulson like
Mm-hmm.
fighting off against all of the primitive Inhumans from Hive, and they're all just kind of using and that's actually the first sequence that you see Mac use the shotgun axe.
Yeah, and no, yeah, that part too. I really did not remember that moment when we were watching it, but like I was looking, when we saw it after making the video. Yeah, that part was freaking awesome. Just the fact that everyone was in it fighting, and even seeing Fitz and Simmons fighting.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all. It was honestly amazing, and I really wanted to go back multiple times and rewatch that fight. I think that might be like one of the only ones where I really want to rewatch that fight.
Right. Um. what did I say? Most hype moment?
Mhm.
That was long as we did last time. Okay. What about biggest oh shit or what the fuck kind of moment of like did not see it coming? There's
Rosalind
one.
dying.
That's the
Yeah, that's. I mean, you can kind of. You should have expected it, with the way they set up her character and all that. But like to die like that, yeah.
that yeah. Yeah, that was cold.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way that it was executed, no pun intended, obviously, and not to be insensitive about what happened there, but the way that happened, if I got mad at the show. Like, why would you do me like that? You know, I was enjoying this storyline, I was enjoying this scene, and then you end it with her being killed by a bullet by freaking Ward.
Yeah.
Of all people.
And later on, when he was just like, it's been a long time since I took a shot like that. Felt good. It's like, okay. He was just so casual about it. He didn't care. It was...
I think there are a couple of other contenders for WTF. What about the reveal of Andrew being Lash?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It was mainly just sort of the idea of it, what the heck is going to happen to him, because eventually too he probably had to die too. So yeah, that was definitely like, what the fuck. What else?
What about most gruesome moment?
Oh well, that's
gruesome or gory.
Powers Booth, his death.
Yeah, that was bad.
Especially the close up of him, getting crushed. Ooh, that was brutal.
I would also say there are other contenders like Hive did not hold back when he freaking eviscerated people. Like he literally would like melt their flesh off of their bodies, and then I think this all comes from. A lot of these come from like some of the few string of episodes, but if you recall, Powers Booth put on like this like suit, and then he crushed a guy's face, and it was like you see it kind of like literally get crushed. That was like whoa, okay.
Also, the way Daisy killed that Kree alien, where she broke like both his arms and his legs and paralyzed him, like that was pretty gruesome too.
Yeah, I was actually surprised, and I mentioned this in the reaction, but like they did not hold back with the viciousness of the attack of the Watchdogs on Mac's home. Like they were legit. Like,
yeah,
I don't think there were any icers. It was all just bullets
for sure.
That was pretty like whoa. Yeah. I feel like Hunter getting bloodied in that like pit just to get up and to infiltrate Ward's like inner circle. That was hard to watch.
Yeah, that was gruesome for sure. Ooh, dude, I forgot.
That's a good one.
That's a really good one.
Also, Kibo, I believe one of Ward's henchmen gets electrocuted in the water. When Bobby puts her like batons in there. What's his name? Alex, the Von Strucker kid, gets tortured in the memory machine. Just kill me, just kill me, just kill me. There's a lot of that stuff this season. It's kind of hard to compete when you have so many of them. Yeah, I'm just now realizing it. That is pretty like. On the lighter end of things, I think Yo-Yo gets blowtorched, sealed shut, just to make sure that she stops bleeding. That's, on the lighter end, not really gruesome, but just like, that's just light affair for what this show is, just so people know. I mean, what's it, Hive killing Stephanie via kiss? Malik's daughter.
Yeah. I was more so feeling bad for Malik.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. But I mean, without question, it's Rosalind. That was like pretty like cutthroat, literally. All right. Do you have a favorite action sequence of the season?
Oh well, when the whole team were
Yeah,
fighting
that's one.
together, that one was fantastic.
I think some people would mention May versus Guerra
Yeah,
in the
for sure.
room when they sealed him up.
Mm-hmm. That one was cool. I mean, I really like Bobby's fights a lot.
Oh
I feel like
yeah,
hers
yeah, yeah.
was always pretty standout. I think something. I think maybe just because she had like the coolest costume, and I really like the baton things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I think for sure the towards the finale with all of them fighting the primitives, that one was good.
Okay. Least favorite episodes or episode. At this
Least.
point, I'm gonna pull them up. I have them in front of me on Disney Plus, so I just have. It helps to have the titles and it helps to have the descriptions, and then also just the images in front of me. I gotta say, this one's tricky. Well, before I even get into that, I also asked you last time for season 2, which half of the season did you prefer? So last year I asked you if you preferred season 2A or season 2B. And I think you said 2A. Now we have season 3A and season 3B.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel overall? Which one worked better for you? Season 3A would be 10 episodes. Season 3B was 12 episodes.
That's tough. Because I want to say 3A because of Rosalind and Powers Booth. I think like Powers Booth might be like the best actor in this season. I've said it many times, but like he commands presence whenever he's on screen, and I just love every moment with him.
To me, I think you and I are on this as well. His performance is so commanding. I'm just gonna give him the villain of the year for this season. And the villains. I mean, we have Ward, and he does great as a villain here, and we also have Hive, and fine as well. But I feel like Malik's he had that presence, and that was all the actor, and that's all you need sometimes, especially in a show like this.
Oh yeah, for sure. I always as I'm like thinking about him, the thing that was just like stood out was when was the episode where Bobby and Hunter leave, but you had those other Russian government people talking to him. They're like, "Hey, can you help us?" and all that, but like he knew right away what they needed help with, how he can help them, and all that. But like even Coulson was kind of like, "Oh, he's loving this, huh? Like he's gonna take control of everything." And you can see him taking control of the room and all that. It's so good. And I mean the moment too after his daughter's death and he's talking to Coulson. Fantastic moment. Dang. I mean, I guess maybe 3A honestly, just because of those two characters. Like they were such standouts. And 3B, like it's good. Like I really like Ward as this villain, or Hive, I guess, in this moment. Maybe I just gotta knock
back. Yeah, before we get back to the individual episodes, who are your favorite pair of characters to follow this season? I mean, Fitzsimmons.
Cool. Honestly, I think it's gonna be Daisy and Mac for me.
Daisy, that's a good one. Mm-hmm. That's a good one. Yeah, they really had developed a really good friendship this season.
For sure. And I mean, that moment after they got her back and he hugs her, like I think that's somehow more well earned than anything with her and Lincoln. So yeah, it's a standout, and for sure their friendship just gets better every as the season goes, or at least like it gets more interesting as the season goes on, because there is tension always ends up happening with them throughout the seasons, but it's still great.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Fitz and Simmons.
Mm-hmm.
I just think this is a huge season for Fitz and Simmons. I mean, the whole thing with obviously with 3A and Maveth and bringing them back and everything, but then also in 3B with them actually beginning to be friends again finally, and then also develop a relationship, and then they really connect even further. And it feels like by the time we get to the end of season 3, it feels like, wow, it took us a long time to get here, and yet I wouldn't have it any other way. Like it was a really good way to handle both of those characters. And anytime that they popped up, I was like, yeah, you go, you guys. I love it. Okay, now individual episodes. Maybe it is a bit of a struggle to come up with some that didn't work because so many of the episodes, if not all of them, worked really well. So let me go ahead and throw out some of my favorites of this season. And as I say that, I mean, clearly, 4,722 hours is like the go-to episode. It's like, what a surprise that somebody would say that that's their favorite of the season. That one, I mean, it does not need to be belabored about why that episode is so magnificent. And I mean, that's not just one of the best of the season, it's one of the best of the whole show. So that should just tell you how good it is. And we've already, come on, that's an easy one to go over. My other one that I am drawn to is Space-Time. That's when they're trying to prevent the future, basically. After Daisy sees the homeless man Charles, I want to say, his vision, and Daisy sees it. Basically, like they're trying to prevent that from happening. They practice, even choreograph what happens. So yeah, I would go with those two. I have a few others, but do you have something you want to mention?
The team, which is where
yeah.
you know they're trying to figure out who's being mind controlled. That's
I forgot to mention that as one of my favorite sequences when Guerra single-handedly takes down the Zephyr. That was pretty like, oh shit,
yeah.
Like, and then the whole thing like just flies down and he knocked everybody out. That had never happened, I think, before on the show. So that was a big moment there for sure too. But yeah, and I believe that happens not in the team, but in the episode before, at least the tail end of the episode that came before. But yeah, the team in and of itself begins with this like high-paced, real like dramatic sequence of them, you know, needing to escape. They capture Malik, and then of course the paranoia sets in of Hive, and yeah, that's a great episode for sure. Oh, Watch Dogs.
Yeah.
Watch Dogs for Mac and his brother. That was a really good one. I think it also sets a lot of things up for the future of the show. I mean, parting shot with Bobby and Hunter's finale. That's
for sure.
And Paradise Lost. That's the final episode, I believe, or not the final, but that's the one with we get to know more about Gideon's backstory.
Okay. I see it.
Yeah, Paradise Lost, Parting Shot, Watch Dogs, Space. Those are a really good string of episodes for sure. Oh, and of course, Closure, which was the unceremonious execution of Rosalind Price. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I think something else came to mind of what I thought was hilariously deranged. And there can be a lot of that. I know that in season 2, Cal had all the deranged moments that were funny, for sure. But I feel like there was a moment, do you recall when Andrew had May tied up and then Coulson walks in? And then Andrew's kind of like going into this deranged rant of like this calling of his to kill Inhumans, and Phil is like, whatever Andrew said, that's a pretty poor interpretation of a therapist. That was
really good, and especially with Lincoln. It's like, you know, he's hearing everything happening, and he's just like, you guys gotta put him down. Like, holy shit. But yeah, I think.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I should also mention that as well. I mean, we shouldn't shortchange May, because her and that whole thing with Andrew was pretty fucking sad too.
Oh yeah,
that shouldn't be neglected this season as well. That was pretty strong stuff.
No, yeah, I like the moment. It was very small, but when Talbot first sees the base, when he sees the base for the first time, and he sees Lash, and May's already with him, but like she's just like looking down right next to him and all that. And I mean, she probably does that all the time, where she just goes in, maybe tries to communicate, but when nothing's happening, she'd rather just be by his side or something like that. Like that's kind of what I imagine. What she does. Yeah, she's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think my at least top 3 was 4,722 hours.
Yeah.
The team. Oh boy, this is tough. I guess Ascension for
Ascension's pretty good too.
For that fight scene.
I'll go Parting Shot. I'll go Space Time, Closure, and 4,722 hours. That's what I would go with.
But honestly though, I really don't know like which was my least favorite. I
can't do that really. I mean, it's hard to do that one.
I mean, it'll probably have to be from the beginning of the episodes, not because they're bad, but just like
it's more setup than anything.
It's more setup, and I legitimately, forget what happens.
We shouldn't shortchange episode 2 though. Purpose and the Machine. That's when Randolph comes back, the Asgardian, and he helps Bobby, Fitz, and Coulson in the castle, and they get Simmons back to the portal.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a fun episode for sure. But yeah, but as you can imagine, it's just so hard to remember everything that happens and staying fresh in your head for sure. All right. With that being said, we'll begin with the deleted scenes. It says season 3 deleted scenes.
Yep, it's a blowout.
Good evening, gents. I'll be taking over your shipment from here. Stay cool and nobody's cheese gets Swissed.
Nobody's cheese gets Swiss.
Yeah.
Hey, Hunter. Oh, man. It's crazy seeing him again.
Mm-hmm.
Been there long?
Long enough.
Fantastic. Anything to offer now that I've taken out those 3 guys on my own?
The tire's still flat.
We forgot to mention that Hunter and May were actually a pretty good combo as well.
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of ended not great, but that's...
Somebody gonna call him?
He's still breathing.
I think I prefer what we saw on the show, just because
yes,
it was an accident,
Yeah. That one we can, I can see why that was taken out.
Mm-hmm.
Wish I'd had time to pack, but my trip was rather unexpected.
I have something of yours.
Thank you. It belonged to my grandmother.
Came here alone?
I told you I didn't come here. I was dragged here by the monolith. Yes, I'm alone. Are you?
You're the first person I've seen in a long time. Steak, medium rare, and another ice cold beer.
Mm-hmm. Wine. Ugh, I'd kill for a glass of wine.
I mean, yeah, it's fine to cut those out.
What's this?
Where we go is perfectly
This,
enough.
this is a
Yeah.
board game. It's a game I play when I'm bored, which is often. You want to give it a try?
Oh, I'm afraid I won't be very good.
Hey, I'm Doom. You're Hope. Remember?
I think I would have liked that. I get why it was deleted.
We need to get in her room. Copy
I
that.
mean, it's cool.
What? A set? Is this a location?
Where are you going? Where are you going? Out the back. We can still catch Malik.
The Hydra goons are that way. We can get them to talk, find out where my son is.
Let's go.
I mean, I would have liked more moments with them being handcuffed
Sure.
together.
Sir, where's everyone else? Okay, so we're in. How do we get out?
I think they have Daisy locked in the module. We get her out. Maybe we can take the plane.
Sure. Yeah, take the plane. Take the plane. Yeah, just remove the flooring, grab Daisy, take down all the primitives and the swayed inhumans, with superpowers. And Hive. Hive who can devour us on sight and not even Daisy can kill him.
Sounds like most days.
You know what? Assuming that everything goes right, the Hive can still detonate the warhead the moment anything goes wrong. And even if we crash this ever, people will still be infected and Hive can still survive.
Okay, so we have no plan. What's his?
I would like to see that conversation. I don't know. I always like it when they, break down the situation and, come up with a plan. So, but again, I get why. We still don't need to see it. Like, we know they're there. They're going to get to her. Just a matter of when. So that's perfectly fine. Same thing with, Simmons getting into the, where the heater is, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't need to see that. We know somewhat the layout of it. We know they know their way through everything. So she just happened to be there. It's fine.
Yeah, I feel like mostly everything here, I understand why it was cut.
Mm-hmm.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, especially the Hunter one. That one was actually like the most surprising one.
Yeah.
I'm really glad they did cut that out because I much preferred it that he just did it by accident. And
yeah,
either whichever scenario, he felt guilty doing it, and like you get that. But I think it's better that it was by accident.
For sure. Okay, let's open up the season 3 bloopers.
Yeah. I'm back.
Come on, that's like the perfect difference of May and Melinda. I mean May and Ming.
Mm-hmm.
Daisy, talk to me. What's happening?
She's dead.
So your name's not Daisy.
Hunter nearly cost Andrew his life, and he was doing it for you.
I know. I feel horrible.
Terrible.
I feel terrible. I feel terrible, guys. May, I heard about Andrew. I feel horrible. I said the wrong thing again.
You did.
I know. I just want to get slammed into this wall one more time.
Okay, you're upset.
Okay. How did you?
I want you to work some more.
In a building with a justified.
Climate, eating. That's not.
That was a weird pause. That was a weird pause. Let's be honest. That was a weird pause, guys.
Daisy, wait.
The wind got her, and oh
We
god.
do better than duct tape. Oh, jeez. Let me try it again. Sorry. At Shield, we do better than duct tape.
Did I go cross-eyed? I'm almost positive I did. Daisy Johnson, cross-eyed superhero.
Action!
Oh shit.
Okay.
That's not what Shield's about.
No, Shield's all about the mission, not the person next to you.
The person next to you was me.
He's not seriously. Oh my god,
It happens a lot. There's actually, I'll tell you after the video.
Performance just really excited.
Did I just get fired?
Ouch. Ward and Malik are already 10 steps ahead of us.
No, fuck.
Ouch. Totally fine. Prepare the Quinjet for disconnect.
Yes, sir. I knew your name.
And mentioned Hydra. Can't be good.
I swear, if you touch anything on Thomas, I will kill you. Why would he touch anything?
I may not always show it, but I can't cause earthquakes, but I'm fat. I'm fat. I'm fatter than you.
Delegates want to be able to speak freely without feeling fear of the fruity fruits. Slake them and the Dr. Garner, her mental health.
I've been kidnapped, repeatedly threatened.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I've been kidnapped, repeatedly threatened. I've been kidnapped, repeatedly. Action!
God, man, they had so much fun on this show.
Hell
It's like,
yeah.
why wasn't I there? Jeez, they had genuinely funny stuff here.
But yeah,
go ahead.
The moment where the dude fell asleep, that really does happen a lot. Where they have to like just lay down for long periods of time, especially because they're redoing the lines over and over again. It eventually happens, and I know there was a gag reel in it was in the CW crossovers with the DC shows. It was Green Arrow, Reverse Flash, and Supergirl in one scene, and Supergirl was like laying in some gurney. She was asleep, or at least like the character was asleep, and Green Arrow and the Reverse Flash were saying lines to each other, and then you hear Melissa Benoist, who plays Supergirl, snoring, and so they're like, Supergirl's falling asleep and all that, and then I guess some guy was like coming in to wake her up or something. I don't know, but Stephen Amell, who plays Green Arrow, like gets the guy and like is like, no, I got this, and he starts like singing, basically, making fun of her in that moment. But yeah, it happens.
Wow. There's a separate one. I want to say this is gonna be new stuff, not the same stuff. It says Gag Reel Season 3.
Where you going? Where you going? Where you going? I'm going out the back. We can still catch you. Where you going? Where you going? Where you? Here we go. Where are you? I'm supposed to do the first one. Okay.
Someone so much as sneezes and it might kill you. Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
They've unearthed something.
Do they have any snacks? Ward and Malik are already 10 steps ahead of us. Ouch.
No, we saw that one already.
Hydra. Can't be good.
Some of these may be repeat ones, but it's okay.
You okay?
That was a funny one.
Welcome back, Agent Mayor. Agent, what's your name?
This is a job for the United States government.
Love light. Love lights.
That.
Yeah. No, what?
Give you again?
Yeah.
Can we isolate them and
I mean, take my.
He took him to the video.
He knew where our truck was. He had, you know?
You what?
He had it.
You got what? From the lockdown, get around the blah blah blah. Oh!
Oh my god.
Oh, you want to make out?
Genuinely a bunch of goofballs on this show. Let's go to the MTV one. Josh Horowitz, the cast reunites.
Talk fast, guys.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Go!
I think we started, guys. Welcome to Facebook Live. Would you like
Oh,
to make
hello,
would you like to make an
Facebook
introductory
Live.
remarks?
I thought we were all going to do it.
Are all these cameras Facebook Live?
I think this is your
Main one.
your primo. Welcome, guys. It's good to see you all.
That's Instagram
Good to
digital.
Snapchat.
That's Snapchat.
This is MySpace.
Tinder.
MySpace.
Yeah, we're bringing back
Somebody
MySpace.
bring
Yeah.
back MySpace.
MySpace.
Yeah, Friendster's somewhere in here.
Yep. We got Thrinder.
I don't know the
So this is
I'm not familiar.
in between season 3 and 4.
I want to hear that in your
Leave that
microphone,
alone.
sir.
Leave that alone.
Oh, I didn't use my mic. It was on my lap.
So sad.
Fender.
It's wonderful to
said
see you
it.
guys. It wouldn't
Wonderful to see you, Josh.
It wouldn't be a Comic-Con without the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.,
If
would
it was, it would be a hollow, empty one.
And frankly, I think the last year or two I've missed you guys. So
So you really haven't had one.
I needed you guys back
were
in my
here?
life.
Oh, wow.
Got awkward.
Nice to be invited back
No,
into
no,
the salon.
you guys are too busy for me generally. Somehow we wedged it into your busy schedule.
No,
I like how he
you
made
didn't
it. It's like
invite
we
their
rejected
asses.
it.
Don't try and get your ass out of that
Rodeo, is
one.
it,
It's
Josh?
very
Like,
clear
it's
what
not me, it's you.
happened.
You're
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
See what I
such a
mean?
logical
Please, I
game.
swear-
I wonder
I
why
swept
they
the
were
correct
invited
direction. I
back.
don't know
Maybe
what
because they have
happened.
Way more
Ghost
tension here than I
Rider.
was anticipating.
But it's good tension. It's good,
Good,
Josh.
it's nice. Is Comic-Con always something you guys look forward to? Is it marked on the
Oh
calendar?
my God! Yes, so excited about it.
See?
I actually do.
I do.
have a
We
good
love
time.
it.
I like
We
it.
love it.
Mostly because I don't get to. Ian, I call him, he doesn't pick up his phone, so it's like a really good way for
Yeah.
me to.
And now he's
force
forced to
myself-
sit on a couch next to you, although he will not be made to hold a mic.
Me,
Hold
Elizabeth,
a mic.
and I.
What?
Hold a mic.
This is what happens, then I get 3 in my face at once.
I know. He's avoidant.
No one follow up on
Ian's
that.
I like
avoidant.
it.
You're hiding your gigantic charisma volcano
Oh wait,
under
hold
a
on.
bushel.
What did I just say? I didn't say
What did you say?
anything. I like mics on my face.
I'll tell you what. You don't know what it was? I don't either. I guarantee it was inappropriate. Okay, so
I think Henry heard it because
I heard it.
He's hurting from it.
I can't believe it. You made
He's
him blush.
still-
I never thought I'd see it.
He's
Meg
moaning.
finally made Henry.
He's groaning.
Who on set invariably makes the most sexual double entendre jokes?
Are you kidding me?
We had a.
Really?
Kidding me?
Man.
Mingasms?
But here's what
No, it's
happens
called
is
Minglish.
It's something
And
that.
it's nothing that can be said in front of anybody under 30.
Wow.
And we had a separate human resources seminar that was entirely devoted to when you work with Ming. There's a survivors group
had
from
no
some of her
idea.
most. Oh yeah.
But I feel like I'm pretty. Like I can like
You
dirty.
are pretty.
No,
You can tell you have a lot of
so
brothers.
Pretty.
but like she makes things sexual that you're like. Everyone has to think about it, and
You
you're like, I
have to
didn't-
admire the craftsmanship.
Yeah, it's really crafty.
There
so
was a
it's
math
great.
equation, and suddenly it's full of entendres.
Yeah.
Is the set getting more professional or less professional as the years go by?
Oh, Josh.
Oh, it's
good question.
professional, baby.
Wow. Okay, now I believe what you guys
You wouldn't have thought that was filming.
No, somehow coming out of your mouth,
don't
that
even
does
know
sound a
what that
bit
means, though.
wrong.
Like hired, like hell.
It's a prostitution
Got it.
thing.
Right, right.
And it also implies a level of skill that I suspect she can back up.
Yeah.
Okay, then who's the classiest person on set? Who keeps it?
Elizabeth.
I can tell over in the end.
The
She's
accent, they just don't understand it, so they assume, which is
Right.
great for me.
But I bet you she is probably the dirtiest.
there. She goes again. She did it. Look at that.
Good luck with every other question from now on.
Okay, shut up.
Wow. What, are we revealing any secrets of the next season?
I mean, I feel like we just knocked off a couple.
Yeah. Well,
It's
What
gonna
can we
get.
say about the new season? We know that young Mary Sue Poots, then
Daisy.
Sky, then Daisy, is now someone else.
Now Quake.
Now
Or
Quake, but
Tremor.
she's kind of
Or
emo
Tremors.
Quake.
Yeah.
She's off
It's a
going to
darker-
9 Inch Nail shows and
just
bathing
like,
less.
rocking out.
Yeah.
Again, like no shaving.
Right.
And just black nail, black hair.
Different way
just
to
really
go.
dirty. I don't wash my hands.
sure.
Yeah.
That must be
so-
good for you as an actor.
But she
Yeah,
carries
my
a lot
boyfriend
on her
loves it.
conscience with the.
Yeah, it was like a rough ending.
We lost
last
a lot of
year.
friends.
a lot of people, so she's off on her own and kind of, I think, punishing herself and doesn't want to get close to people.
Right.
So just a lot of that, yeah.
What's with all like the Ghost Rider rumor things of like, is that going to be?
The what? What's that?
There's like Ghost Rider like rumor
Why?
stuff.
Oh,
come on, dude.
Because
Don't-
of Chain on the
Oh, wait,
Trolley?
wait, wait, wait. Is that
Marvel.
a new ride?
Yes, it's a new ride.
Is
Don't
that a
play.
ride that's here?
Come on.
Oh, I want to go on
I'm not
that.
getting anything.
Are there
related
Ghost
to
ghosts
who writes
here?
stuff? It's,
Yeah,
I
'cause
saw the Chain
Ghost
on the
Rider.
Trolley, but we have a guy, Hellfire. We have an Inhuman, Hellfire, who has a
What's
fiery chain.
happening? They're having like a sexual conversation.
Of course they are. What's happening? Yeah, what's happening, man?
So there's a Ghost Rider rumor.
Do you want to leave? I feel like you're not comfortable where
Two
you
ghosts
are.
are having sex. He's
I
so
love Henry so
firm.
much.
Henry,
Is he the firmest person in the cast? There's a lot of firmness.
Wait, show your biceps.
Look at this.
Biceps are the,
They're bigger than my head.
they really are.
Right, look at that.
Look at that.
That's
We do
insane.
the magic trick.
Yes, you should.
Just one.
Yes,
Please
yes, yes,
do.
No, no,
yes.
Let's do the
Wait,
magic
wait,
What
wait,
is it?
wait,
Making him
wait.
blush again.
What's the magic trick?
He crushes a motorcycle between his pecs.
That's impressive. I'd like to see Dwayne Johnson do that.
Walnuts between there, though, for sure.
Oh,
I'm sorry, can I see
they
that again?
dance. They dance.
Oh,
That's what
yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
He can't. We can't. I'm
Come
not
on,
going to subject you to that.
Josh
It's
is
okay,
trying to
man. It's
ask a
okay. I'm
serious
so
question
sorry.
about the
Oh,
show.
sorry.
I have nothing serious to
What was
ask.
your
They're
serious
not on
question?
these cards. I don't know.
Huh? Okay.
Those
You
are,
know what? You know what
those are
was
the
very
Walking
Duran
Dead.
Duran video coming out on you guys? I'm a little behind on my MTV.
What music video would you play? What was your go-to music video back in the
Hungry
day?
like the Ghost Rider?
Thanks for
wolf-
connecting it. Thank you.
Oh, wow.
That's suspect. Interesting.
I hear the rumor. I
Have you
read the
seen
rumor.
him twerk?
I don't know if I. What?
No.
Oh, the music video I would want is him
Oh, if you
as
ha-
Britney Spears.
It's unbelievable.
Oh, yes.
The talent of this man.
He can do it all.
And
He's a
the
quadruple
legs.
threat.
Oh my goodness.
Let's talk about Henry some more.
Oh, you please, you love it.
So amazing.
He looks
Okay.
better in a skirt than I do. I'll say that.
Are you guys going to be Dub Smash warring at all this season with any other casts? You obviously went to battle with Agent
Sadly,
Carter.
the corporate beasts took out our
Your competitor?
our friends and competition over at Agent
Yeah.
Carter, but I also feel like we'd done enough rounds.
Right.
We were like super dub smashed out. After that, my app even broke afterwards,
enough.
and it was just it said no more.
Yeah.
So
What
I don't
about-
know if somebody challenges us. I don't think anyone's really got the guts
really
to challenge us.
Wow, those are fighting words.
Maybe we'll just do one on our own at
Yeah.
some point.
Who knows?
What about, obviously, the two things I think that come up in every conversation nowadays is Donald Trump and Pokemon Go. We'll skip Trump and go right to Pokemon Go.
Really, Trump's so
We can do that too if you
great.
want. Anyone Pokemon going here? Anyone obsessed? Anyone hate it?
Get it.
Okay, we can stop right here. Okay. This is more of a fun, cutesy one. This you have to understand this. This is a junket interview. Josh Horowitz, to tell you the truth, I feel like he's doing a very thankless job because these kinds of interviews, and yes, this is MTV. And I think Josh Horowitz moved on to some other outlet, but these aren't necessarily the hard-hitting questions, and I feel like the cast here very clearly was like not brushing him off, but they're very clearly it's like, look, we know we can't say anything, so we're not going to answer your questions, and we're just going to riff.
Mm-hmm.
And the directions they took that were pretty interesting, but this is not necessarily one of these interviews where it's like you're going to get a lot of you really just get a vibe for how the actors really work off of each other. The other one though, that one I think is going to have more substance because that's the actual panel, which I think you get more interesting conversations through the panels, and it is moderated by Jeff Loeb, who is the president of the Marvel television division that began with S.H.I.E.L.D. and also ended with S.H.I.E.L.D. at the same in 2020. So we can go ahead and skip to that one because that one I expect is going to have more meat on the bones, shall we say. And it's not the whole thing, it's a highlights reel of it. So because usually these things do go on for a minute.
Clark, what would you say is your favorite episode or your favorite moment from the last 3 years, and or it could be, what you're looking forward to, any of those things?
Ooh, okay. Wow, so many episodes I've loved. I mean, from when Nick Fury showed up and gave me back my favorite gun, from the Avengers to
the kiss heard round the world. You know, seeing Daisy become Quake, seeing Mac get his shotgun axe.
You know what I love? I asked him for one thing, and
Yeah,
he's
you
ruined
named
it for
the
the whole
whole
group.
show.
Like,
He's
like
taking
everybody
all
else
of
is
our
going,
favorite
wait, that was mine.
Oh, sorry, I'm taking everybody's.
Jeff Bell, your favorite moment or episode from the last 3 years?
Easy. Favorite moment was the Spies' goodbye last year.
Oh, yeah.
Bobby and Hunter leaving, and this young man right here breaking my heart as they said goodbye.
Yeah, Henry.
I think we can all raise our glass to Bobby and Hunter.
So that's Jeff Bell, who just spoke, who is a writer, producer. Then next to
Henry,
him was
since you
Jed
just got
Whedon,
brought
and
up,
that's
what
Marissa
was your
Chanterow, and sitting
favorite
next to Henry
episode or
Simmons, in
moment?
case people who weren't aware.
Oh my goodness, I don't want to sound redundant, but it was a Spy's goodbye because for me, I was not acting in that scene. That was very personal for me. One of the most personal scenes I've ever done in my career because, oh my gosh, I don't want to get emotional talking about it.
It's okay, they want it. They want you to get emotional.
Cry.
Is saying goodbye to people that I very much care about. It was real.
Ian, I know how much you like answering questions, so tell me what your favorite moment was, and I know it was Kissing Elizabeth, but you can go ahead and tell us.
Actually, I think it was episode 5 when you went away to the other planet, 'cause she was pretty. I think we can all agree she was pretty great. Sorry, I slept for you.
No, your favourites
But
when
also,
I
got
went away.
well, I got 7 days off,
Yeah, that's-
so I sat by the pool and
That's
margaritas.
good.
It was great.
It's true. Elizabeth, would you like to counterpoint? What was your favorite moment?
Well, I don't know if this is a bad sign, but it was the first proper one that we did, the episode 2 of season 1. Maybe it was downhill from there on out, I don't know. But it was the end shot when we were all drinking beer and watching the 084.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. But it just felt like the first time this is going to be a really special family. And we were drinking. So
That was the end of
There was
episode
water.
2
Water.
of season 1.
Jed, do you have your own?
There are a lot. We've done a few episodes now. I have a soft spot for the first finale, well, all the finales really, but the first finale, it was way too hard to make. And we had Sam Jackson for, I think one day at the beginning of the schedule, but we hadn't built any of the sets. So we built a small piece of the set and shot his stuff, and then a week later shot the rest of the scene. But that's an example of how crazy that episode was. But everything always in the finales is a little too crazy, and at the last minute comes together, like chopping off your hand, which was actually a piece of chicken with some blood in it. And it seems like we always come right down to the wire. The last second we're allowed to film, we're still filming. Then hopefully it all comes together, and so far it has.
And Marissa, do you have a different?
Ian stole my favorite episode, but that's fine. Well,
He does
we'll deal
that.
with it later. No, it's fine. Just wait till you see the next scene we write for you in the next episode. Full frontal. Just kidding. Yes.
Please.
I'm terrible.
Please.
Oh my God. Please,
America
Marissa,
has been
please.
waiting.
Please, everybody.
America has been waiting.
Yes, that episode 4,722 hours was a risk from the very beginning, just conceptually. And it was a risk across the board from the studio, well, us coming up with it in the room, because it's a completely isolated episode that features young Miss Elizabeth Henstridge being a super furiosa badass all on her own on an isolated planet. But yeah, we think it was definitely a departure from anything we've ever done, and I hope you liked it as much as we liked making it.
And a very good script by Craig Titley, who I think is somewhere
He's
out
here.
there. So
Craig,
why
where
don't
you
you stand
at,
up?
Craig Titley's in the audience. You want to give Craig a big hand
really
for that
red.
script.
Where is he?
Ming?
Hi. I always have really a difficult time answering these types of questions, and I was racking my brain, and for me, it's really about all the moments and the process of bringing the show together, and just watching those clips. Both Chloe and we were getting so emotional because we're like, wow, we do this shit. I mean, we do this stuff. Sorry. And so, like, for me, from just the table read that we do when we all get together and we're discovering the script and hearing it for the first time, to the madness of putting the show together and then having Kolpak come and make you sit in front of a green screen and try to describe and tell you what you're pushing, what buttons you're doing,
Mark Kolpak,
and
the
that you're
VFX,
flying a plane
director,
when you're
basically,
just
of the show.
sitting in a cockpit seat, and then you see the final result of everything with the music of Bear McCreary, and it's the whole process, and so it's really hard for me to pinpoint like a moment, except getting hired for this show. So.
And just to comment on those table reads, you can always tell when Ming hasn't read the script yet.
Yeah.
Because we'll get to a turn in the story and you'll hear, we're like, you're supposed to read it before
Or
you
she'll
come.
just look at us across the table like, no. Then what happened? Just turn the page.
Chloe, what has been your?
Oh God, I mean, same as that, what you
so-
said. But I mean, this year the most memorable was probably the last day of shooting. It was a really emotional one. Everyone was there, and my last scene was the big Daisy Hive fight in the finale. And just fighting Brett, it was
That was a good
really-
one,
it was,
too. I
like,
forgot to
really
mention
heavy,
that
and all
one.
the emotions
Yeah, it was
were
really cool
real, and
seeing
it was
how
really
Hive
sad,
fought.
and it kind of it just reminds you how lucky we are to be here. So that was memorable. Also, flying in the car with Clark. Remember when we were on the car and we had rigs?
Hey,
So
Jeff.
much fun.
Jeff.
Yeah.
I do think mentioning Brett Dalton's not with us this year.
Yes.
And we love him, and he's been awesome for us. I think we should just all say hi, Brett. So.
Hi, Brett.
Hi, Brett. Hi, Brett.
A big round of applause for Brett Dalton.
I'm Viviana, and I'm from Santee, California.
I think I've been there.
My question is, what personally was the hardest episode or scene to film, and why?
That's a good question. I'm gonna throw it first to.
It's a bunch of us.
Any day now.
Bunch of us.
Go. All right, Mr. Bell, you're shaking your head.
I'm shaking my head. Don't call on me. Some of the stuff Elizabeth shot was out in an area called Trona, and it was about 1,000 degrees.
1,000,
And
yeah.
Elizabeth literally got heat stroke shooting it. And so.
I had to work every day, you guys. Didn't have one. Usually I have at least 2 days off. Every day. Poor me.
And she had to act cold, which is the other funny part.
Oh, and she had to kiss Ian, so that could have been a hard day, too.
Henry?
Oh, man.
You know what it is, Henry.
Oh, really? What is it? Oh, my God.
You know what it is.
Yeah, I think so.
What is it?
Well, I think it was my first season, second season, where my character had to go down a rope or something like that.
Oh, it was when you were descending into the hidden underground city.
Yeah, he gets so excited.
Yeah.
He gets so excited.
Well, you're a big, scary man. It's funny when you're afraid of something.
I don't like heights, okay? And they put me on this rope, and I thought it was going to be all secure, and it was secure to a point.
Oh my God.
But they put a little
Your voice
mat
went up a
down.
couple octaves.
How?
It was like literally 8 feet off the ground.
Just 2 more
lie,
feet
no
higher
lie.
than you are.
I'm going to call myself out here. They go, Henry, go higher, and I was gripped with fear, right? And I said, I can't go any higher, I can't go any higher. And my buddy, who's my stand-in, he walks up to me, he goes, Henry, I can touch you from here. I'm not lying. Horrible. That stays in the room, though. It stays in the room.
Were you surprised about how well the strength of the female characters has been received by the fans? Because I start the police academy next week, and I appreciate it more than you could ever know.
That's amazing, and thank you. Ming, I think a lot of people do look up to you as someone that inspires them. You want to talk a little bit about that responsibility and what that is like in your world?
it's a tremendous honor, and it kind of blows my mind because, as a mom, to have all of the fans who are young and old, and the older women too, and the boys too. It is an incredible experience to get to play a strong female character and then to have that effect of positivity and the impact of believing in yourself when you watch these characters. And I know it's just, especially in this day and age, Marvel really does it in such an extraordinary, heightened fashion, whether it's someone who's intelligent and learns and discovers her bravery like Simmons, or
someone.
I also
Someone
have
not.
What? Okay, I said some English. What did I just say?
Oh, I don't know.
Sounded right.
Oh, did I say something
No, you were
wrong?
on it.
No, you're on it. Keep going. Keep going. Don't let Chloe throw you off.
I understood that.
You're on a roll. It was awesome.
I'm sorry, but and then someone like a Daisy character who is kind of alone and lost and rebellious, and yet having discovered her purpose or just this otherworldly power. And I cannot tell you, whenever I do go to these cons and having that feedback, it's the perk of a job that, I'm not a policewoman, I'm not a firewoman, I'm not a real doctor or a nurse, or I don't do things that save lives, but I am truly, enamored with a job that allows this connection with people.
And I have to say something because, attitude reflects leadership. And the reason our show has so effortlessly folded in real-life women characters, which are strong, smart, empathetic, interesting women. And I'm not surprised by how many people are taken aback or have appreciated it, because it's a reflection of real life. It just hasn't been shown in TV as often as it should at all. And a huge part of that is because our showrunner, Marissa, she is one of the most inspiring women I've ever met, and she's leading the pack, and it's been an honor to kind of get to work in such an empowering group of women.
Oh,
yeah.
Hi, I'm Landon. I'm from here in San Diego, and my question is, since Marvel's Most Wanted didn't get picked up, when are Bobby and Hunter gonna return to S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Great question. Jeff?
I think we're best saying that's classified. Wouldn't that be that be the answer?
It's definitely classified, but keep watching.
Hello, my name is Evan. I'm from Diamond Bar.
Hello, Evan.
Hi, Evan. My question is, why did you guys have the feeling to kill Ward and Lincoln?
Yeah, why? Why did you have that feeling to kill them?
Well, Jed, why don't you tell Evan, this little boy from Diamond Bar, why you
all
felt
just
the
laughing
need
at
to
him. It's
kill
like,
Ward
yeah, blame
and
the writer
Lincoln.
guy.
It's a really good question, Evan.
We didn't like killing Ward or Lincoln.
We've never regretted it more than right now. It's for us. We're telling a story, so sometimes the story's got to be sad, sometimes it's got to be happy. We loved those actors very, very much, so it was a very hard decision for us to make, but we felt like our other characters needed to go through the pain of that in order for us to tell better stories moving forward. And I'm sorry.
We're really sorry. Aww. We're really, really sorry, Evan.
Well, Evan, keep watching. You know, there may be new surprises that make you even happier.
Hi there, my name's Caitlin. I'm from Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Hi, Caitlin from Hershey.
Woo! Home of the chocolate. If your characters could go back to the very beginning of the series and give themselves a piece of advice, what would they tell themselves, and maybe why?
Nice.
Wow.
Why didn't you think of that question, Jeff?
What'd you say?
I said, why didn't you think of that question?
Why didn't I think of that question?
It's a good question.
Because I was too busy talking to Evan beforehand.
What's so bad about
I
Evan?
have one.
I'd like to hear what Chloe has to
I'd
say.
probably tell myself to not date Hydra Nazi soldiers. And then let them brainwash me and control me. And then kill people and beat up Mac. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Ian, if you could go back and tell your character something at the very beginning, what would you have told them?
Good question. Probably something to do with Brett as well, or Ward's. Don't give him your pesto aioli sandwich because he'll chuck it away.
Yeah, that was personal.
He doesn't appreciate it enough.
Hi, I'm Tegan DeLeon from San Diego.
Hi,
right
Tegan.
Here. And my question is, since we unfortunately had to witness the deaths of Hive/Ward and Lincoln, should we mentally start to prepare ourselves for a new love interest for Daisy?
Yeah.
We're trying to cast that, but nobody seems to want the job.
Chloe's face.
Because they know it has a extermination date. No, I'm just kidding. Everybody wants to date Daisy.
Yeah, do I have a new love interest?
It's a really good question.
Yeah, you should prepare mentally, physically, everything you need to do. I think that she's rattled from what happened, Daisy, so it won't be right away, but people find solace in other places and they have to move on, so prepare.
She needs to get laid.
What did you say?
What did
Said she
you
needs
say?
to get laid. But I said it in a weird accent.
Hey
now.
I'm sorry.
There's like
Sorry, Caitlin.
more than
She
children
needs
in
to
the
lay
audience.
down,
Lay
and take a nap, and
This is. We've already had this problem.
Yes.
We've already had this problem.
Evan's going to have a different question next year.
All right. I think that's the end of it. So that was interesting. I think this is I know in the last couple of season reviews that we did, David, we did like some cast interviews, but I don't think we ever reacted to them during like a panel like this.
Mm-hmm.
And that was interesting. I know that for me, it's interesting because I didn't watch too many of them. And I know for you, maybe a bit familiar, you watched a few of them in a panel at D23. I believe you were there with, you were not there with, but you saw on stage, I want to say, was it Clark Gregg and Jeff Ward and I want to say Jeff Loeb as well? Or was it just them three or was it anybody else that you recall? I think they screened for you, if I'm not mistaken, was it the first episode of season 7?
Yep. Yeah, we saw that, and I think it was just those three for sure. It was just kind of, they were kind of being just happy about, making it this far, thanking us for watching it, and then it was Coulson, what's his real name?
Clark Gregg.
Clark Gregg. Teasing us, going like, I feel like we're missing someone, and like we're thinking, they're gonna bring someone else out, but no, he was just like, let's try to bring him here like the best way we can, and then they said that they're gonna show us the first episode, and then they were like, as the episode's playing, we have our own Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. around here, making sure you guys aren't filming anything, yeah, we showed it, and then after that, it was just Q&As, and it was just the fans being like, we're so grateful for the show. One girl came up, she was actually like crying, being like, "Yeah, I'm gonna miss this show so much." And then,
oh my god,
Clark Grid gets off the stage, nearly falls, and like to go up to her, everyone was making jokes like, "Don't die again." And yeah, it was fantastic for sure watching the episode with a whole bunch of fans. You know, we were cheering, we were excited, and yeah, it was great.
Yeah, Shield fans are real ones, that's for sure. There may not be as many of us, or at least there weren't as many of us that would be vocal about it, but I'm hoping that will be changing soon, and it has been changing, I want to say, these last few years. Look, I really enjoy looking at these clips because I feel like, and it has to be mentioned again, right, that the majority of the time when you have shows like these, not everyone's going to get along. And, you know, true to form, it's really unrealistic to think that everybody here was like, you know, on great terms the whole way through.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like every single clip you see of this cast interact and talk about this show, I think what's communicated very clearly is they love being on this show. They love who they get to work with on this show. And they themselves are passionate about the characters they get to play. And that is, I think, part of the magic sauce that makes this show work, you know? Because when you think on paper, with so much that was stacked against it, you know, with an audience that was in many ways ungrateful and unrealistic about what it was going to be, a fan base from the movie universe that was basically rooting for it to fail from, you know, after the first 3 or 4 episodes. And then, of course, the shoestring budget it had in comparison to everything else. Although I will say, I feel like in at least for me, you know, as we bring this episode to a close, the so-called shoestring budget that Shield had, in some ways, really does illustrate how the mighty have fallen in terms of like big budget movies. You know, for the most part, especially that came out of Marvel Studios. $200-300 million movies, and yet pale in comparison to just the old school, old fashioned way, and even low budget, dare I even say, way of shooting things on a show like this. It is truly something. I mean, realistically, there should not really be a reason as to why a TV show like Shield should look better than most of the movies that they've been making lately. And yet that is the case.
Mm-hmm.
So at least we have that to just use as an example of how, you know, things have just so far collapsed when it comes to that category. But no, I genuinely do believe that it made a significant impact on the believability of their performances, that they all cared very much deeply for who they worked with, what they were doing, and the character that they were portraying. And look, this is one of the few shows where they just had a tip-top shaped team up and down. And you can tell, even Clark, he's the lead basically of this show, you know, and he is so passionate about all of the characters and all the story. Look how he was beginning running off all these different favorite moments of all, basically answering all the cast's questions for them.
Yeah.
Or even just what's it called? The writers, in which, you know, how they would speak about certain things that would happen on the show. And yeah, definitely. And even how you know, was it Chloe Bennett was like, you know, backing up Ming on that answer about like what does it mean to have, like, you know, your characters, you know, inspire women, especially in this kind of space. And I mean, Chloe really went there and was like, look, it helps that this show in many ways is run by an incredible and inspirational woman like Marissa Tancharoen. You can tell that this, they even, I believe it was called, they mentioned one of the key writers, Craig Titley, who wrote 4,722 Hours, who was somewhere in the audience. Ming brought up Mark Kolpak, the VFX. I mean, and Bear McCreary also mentioned him as well. It's like, look, this is a cast and crew that cares very deeply for each other, and we can't pretend that that wasn't part of the magic of the show. So I feel like that really came across through in that panel and everything. Also, I think it's very interesting. I really wish Ian liked giving interviews more, because I really do think he is genuinely the hidden talent of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And he's quite funny too, but he really doesn't care to answer questions or do interviews. And I think that's the running gag that we get throughout most of the show. And I really do hope we see more of him. I know that he got a string of miniseries, post 2020. I want to see more of him and see what he's going to do. I really do feel like out of anybody on the show, and I feel this very deeply, he's destined for something greater. I feel like similarly in a couple of years, he could have the rise that we're currently seeing with Josh O'Connor right now. Josh O'Connor just seems to be everywhere. He just had a Knives Out movie. And now he's going to be in a Spielberg, blockbuster film too. And Josh O'Connor, I believe it's about the same age as Ian. I think they're both like 35 or so at this point. So, they're both from the UK, but I think Ian, I hope he gets some really key roles, because genuinely that is an actor's actor, and he's an incredible actor. I do wish though that he would endear himself a little bit more with these interviews, because I do think he has a lot that he can say. He just would rather not. So that's interesting. Anyway, closing thoughts on all these clips and on this season overall.
They were cool. It is fun watching those interviews with them. Yeah, like you mentioned, like they got great chemistry, and they just seem to be having a lot of fun with the show. I've seen other, cast interviews with some of the shows I like. I was watching a lot from a show called Eureka, and all of them were they were having a blast with that show for sure, and as it felt like the same thing, with both casts, how they felt about their own show, and then overall the season, it was great. We had that one gripe with Lincoln, but overall, we had trouble picking a least favorite episode, so that should tell you.
Yeah, I was pretty sure there was going to be one obvious one where I'm like, well, I wasn't so crazy about this one.
Mm-hmm.
No, overall, it was like pretty consistency,
Next season's going to even be more tough.
It's going to be hard.
Dude.
That one.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for next season. It's for sure my favorite. So we'll see.
I mean, I would say that's very easily like everyone's favorite for the most part. That's the season most people would point to as their favorite for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when exactly that will be. I want to say that we will probably begin season 4 sometime in January. Whether that is early, mid, or late January, that remains to be seen, because I do believe David has some reactions to get through. And then also, we're ramping up our coverage on Red Spotlight for all the latest films that come out. This generally seems to be our busiest time of the year lately, where it's like, not only do we have like new films that we're cranking up, but we're also, due to the delay of some cast members, always behind on our top 10 lists. And so that's of not the current year that we're in, not even usually of the previous year that, had already passed times 2. So yeah, there's and whatever other commentary or reaction we may want to do, which those seem to pop up randomly as well. So yeah, a lot that definitely that we got to get to for sure. But until then, I'm going to thank you all for joining us for what has been a wonderful 2025, at least for us here covering this show. As we always say, it has been genuinely just so rewarding getting to relive this show. Every time that I end an episode of this show and reacting it and reliving it with you guys, just reminds me so much of like why this is my favorite, why this continues to be my favorite. I mean, these episodes, some of these were 10 years old and they're still hitting, if not more than they hit when they first, were aired. And yeah, thank you so much, guys. We've got way more to go. We've got like 4 more seasons, if I'm not mistaken. So we're only just getting started. So please, if you can, join us for 2026. And as always, leave any comments or commentary that you have that you watched on this down below. Happy holidays, Happy New Year, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.